Today we're going to be talking about my website, Gaming Consoles and Video Games. This is a website by myself, Dominic Furtado. Everything you see on this page I created. Just a little abstract. The video game console is an innovation that has changed the world. Video gaming can range from a pastime on weekends to full-time jobs for some. Today's consoles don't allow us just to play video games, but we can also search the web. For example, the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 allow users to stream online movies and TV providers from companies such as Hulu and Netflix. And we can actually access any website based off of their browsers. As you see here, this index page has an animation that I created and also a background that I developed in Pixlr. And over here we have just a short video about 10 ways video games can affect the brain. Moving along to my purpose page, as you can see right up here at the top, we have a banner that I created using Pixlr. Pixlr is just a photo editing website, such as it's similar to Photoshop, where you can create layers, add text, add colors, change colors, sample colors, a whole bunch of different things. My banner is actually linked, so if I click on it, it'll go right back to the home page. Moving back to my purpose page, we have a question. It says, indicate the name of the innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose. So this project discusses the impact of gaming consoles. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines the video game console as an electric video game in which players control images on a video screen. The gaming console was developed quite simply for both the hobby and enjoyment of its users. The first video game, Pong, was actually a basic video game, and it was played just using a basic controller. It resembled ping pong. Nowadays, we can play video games such as sports, mystery, puzzles, and they've all been developed for the enjoyment of the players with ages ranging from young to old. We can even actually play them on smartphones and computers. This photo down here on the left just shows 4 men playing competitive video games at a competition. Competitions offer prizes, and usually competitive gamers actually make a lot of money streaming on YouTube or Twitch, which is another streaming website. And this picture over here on the right is just 2 characters from a TV show, Family Guy, and they're playing video games just for enjoyment in the living room of a house. This is my effects and impacts page. This is actually a video that I created using an iPhone. This is my roommate. He's going to talk about his personal beliefs on the benefit and harm of the innovation. Hi Ryan, today we're going to be discussing the benefits and possible negative impacts video games have created on our society.
Sounds good, Dom.
Do you believe our society has benefited from the invention of the gaming console?
You know what, Dom? As a matter of fact, I think it has. It brings us together, and it's a great way to pass time.
Cool. Do you think gaming consoles have brought any negative impacts?
You know what, Dom? Even though it does bring us together, it does separate me from going outside and getting fit.
Moving down the page, there's a question that says explain a benefit and or harmful impact of the innovation. One benefit of playing video games is that it's actually really good for our brains. So video games, they require critical thinking. So the user will have to be watching what's happening on the TV with their eyes. And at the same time, they're going to be inputting controls into the buttons on the controller. And they have to do this without looking at the controller. So video games can actually be harmful, though, by taking up too much time in your day. Some studies show that children who are gaming are more likely to be inactive and spend less time playing outdoors. So this is going to pose a threat on health. Another question says, explain the impact of the innovation has on society. So economy-wise, holiday seasons usually bring game releases for the industry, which is going to increase the revenue. And for society, college students play video games in their dorms. The final question D here says indicate one field other than computer science which this innovation has impacted or has potential to impact. So video games also impact the engineering field. So a kid will start off playing problem-solving games such as Minecraft, which is going to spark their creativity. Engineers create and update video games and their consoles every day, so they're constantly improving the industry. And this is a graph right here on the left shows the amount of revenue brought in by the gaming industry as the years have passed. As you can see, has there been a steep increase in the amount of revenues from the years 1995 to 2008. Over here on the right, this is a graph. I actually set up a Google survey and I had classmates answer on a scale of 1 to 10, which would be low impact, to 5, high impact. How much impact do you think gaming consoles have had on society in general? And more than 7.5 students out of the 23 responses, 9 of them had a 4 impact. Moving along to my technical aspects page, I have a question here that says describe how a user interacts with the innovation. So the user is going to be interacting with the gaming console in more of a hands-on kind of manner. Gaming consoles have several different components in order to operate. The first piece of equipment is the console obviously itself. This is similar to the modem or a desktop on the computer, and it works as the brain. The console is going to use a power cord and HDMI cable that are connected to a TV or a monitor to display the picture. And then the user will use their eyes to watch the TV and then use the controller to input commands, all while updating in real time on the television. The bottom question here says describe in detail how the innovation's technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction, algorithms, and programming. So gaming consoles are always using internet connection to accomplish their purpose. Gaming consoles are directly connected to the internet via an Ethernet cable or Wi-Fi connection. Many video games have online lobbies where users are actually playing cooperatively with one another. So players have the ability to send messages and communicate over microphones with teammates and friends on their consoles. My next page is actually relationship to data. So I'm going to describe how the innovation consumes as input produces data and transforms it. So basically it's going to produce and transform data internally to operate. Consoles are producing data when users input commands into the video game's controllers. For example, if you hit the A button to run, the character on the TV is going to then run. And a console is going to transform data internally. So most video games are stored on CDs, and the console is going to read what's etched into the CD, and it's going to be able to play it on the TV. And then for describing at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern, one data concern is that people will use the online stores from PlayStation and Xbox's websites. By using these sites, they can purchase games digitally online and have them on their console within minutes. But the problem with this is that their credit card information and other personal information, such as home address, names, phone numbers, is all being stored onto the console, and it's readily available for hackers to retrieve this information. Most notably, in 2011, the PlayStation Store that was created by Sony was actually hacked, and thousands of people had their information stolen. The result of this was actually a 23-day online service outage of the PlayStation Network, while Sony resolved to work with the problem. This photograph right here in the left corner is just the PlayStation logo. My final page here is my references page. These are the 3 references I uses. Most notably, I used the Wikipedia page, and if I click right here on Wikipedia, this is the page that I used. It brought the link to us, and this is where I got most of my information for my website from. And finally, just to talk about how I created the website, I used a website called cPanel, and this is where you input HTML information into a browser, and then it's going to take what you coded on that website, and it's going to project it onto this page and all the other pages that I have created. And I also used an external styling sheet, which makes my website look creative and stand out from amongst other websites.